Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Legal Latino Heat Heater. I have a great show for you tonight, evening. I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible, but I just want to touch up on the origin story. Sit back, relax. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get things together. Tune in to hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. I'll be right back. Let me share it on Twitter. Make sure you hit that like button, share, tell your friends. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Tranquilo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Fernando. That was our friend Fernando. Ladies and gentlemen, today's going to be a crazy. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. I got a lot of videos to show you guys. A lot of videos.
Hey, I told you to do Biden. Now we done lost a damn vote. We done lost a vote. That's gonna go to Trump. God damn.
I'm worshiping these people like they're fucking God.
Ain't nobody worshiping them. But God damn it, Chris, we need somebody in there with motherfucking sense. He vote independent.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? You know what I said do when you go in there. You go.
That's what I did.
No, you didn't. You voted independent. This shit funny. I told you. I said go.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know how's my mic. How does my sound? Guys are going, Dave Pucci, Daryl Levin, Kyle Kendrick. How's it going, Dave Palucci? Let me know how my mic sounds. Make sure everything is good. If any issues, let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I've been speaking about the pigeon for the past couple of days, but today we're going to cover the origin story. This is not something from last week or this week. This has been going on from years. I had my YouTube channel striked. I had my Twitter account taken away because of this pigeon. And I have all the videos. Thank you for letting me know, ladies and gentlemen. Malevolent bystander, mysterious. Thank you, Daryl Levin. Thank you for letting me know. So I have the proof. I documented in the past. Just maybe one day like today, I'm able to share it with you, ladies and gentlemen. So you're like, oh, legal has a point. Let's just start off with the Twitter first, ladies and gentlemen. As the people are filing in, I'm just going to start off with the simple. I'm going to start off hot. No, nothing crazy. But let's go with the legal Latino losing his Twitter account first because of this pigeon. Because I was, making fun of her. Like we all do on the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think my account.
So I'm trying to get on my Twitter.
See, Twitter, your account. Legal Latino is currently suspended. For more information, log into.
So I have my Twitter account taken down.
For other people's account, then you lose it. No, I never care less about Twitter. Okay.
So this is where my account got taken away. All right. That's one video down. Where's the next one? This is one of my favorite videos, ladies and gentlemen. We're going origin. We're going from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the original origin. Let's see what Google has to say.
In Spanish, that's paloma. Paloma.
You see?
Pigeon. Paloma. Pigeon. Paloma.
You see?
Pigeon. Paloma. Pigeon.
So that's how you say pigeon in Spanish. What is
Pigeon.
in Spanish?
Paloma.
How do you say pigeon
Pigeon.
in Spanish?
Paloma.
Thank you. Case dismissed.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I am not making this up. Google, when you're not sure about something, you ask Google, ladies and gentlemen. I am not making this up. A pigeon is running for Congress. A pigeon that doesn't even belong in this country. This pigeon doesn't even live in this country, ladies and gentlemen. And she's running for Congress, ladies and gentlemen. And this congressional candidate, in case Ted Lieu or David Lieu, whatever his name is, how's it going, sir? The 33rd congressional candidate, the Democrat candidate. I don't care about your political lines. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, as they say. So Ted Lieu, David Lieu, I hope you're watching. This is about your political candidate, all right? I hope I can help you out. She's no competition. Don't worry about it, Mr. Lieu, but let's get going. I'm just helping out. I'm just want to make sure the voters make the right decision. Why vote for somebody that lives out of a mailbox, out of a P.O. box, ladies and gentlemen? So earlier we discussed that this individual, right, is running for Congress. And on her ballot, it says her address is 7095 Hollywood Boulevard. When we go to this address, we come up and see Mail and More on Hollywood. Is this where you run a campaign from? A Mail and More on Hollywood? Wow, this is very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. A political candidate campaign is out of a Mail and More on Hollywood. Wow. Like, what political candidate would do something like this? A political candidate that does not live in this country, ladies and gentlemen. That's who. How is this political candidate running out of a P.O. box, ladies and gentlemen? So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to just look. This is from Twitter. This is all public information. Everything is on Twitter, on YouTube. Everything I'm using is on YouTube and Twitter. I see this is from CAT Target Bot on Twitter. Pigeon Zuniga, 7095 Hollywood Boulevard, 1124, right? That's the address, right? That's the address. Oh, let me move myself. Can I move myself? Oh, let me see. Let me take myself out. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we don't know what happened to that individual. I don't do any reporting. All I do is just make videos. I don't report. I don't snitch. I don't do none of that stuff. Anybody? I don't do none of that snitching stuff, all right? I just do a fair game. I'm just documenting on what I see, okay? Anybody wants to do it, but it's up to you. Especially you live in the 33rd congressional district, because how is somebody running out of a post office, out of a P.O. box? All right. Ted Lieu, my bad. Your name is Ted Lieu. I'm sorry, Ted Lieu. I apologize. Anything you need, sir. I see you already raised more than almost $1 million. So Ted Lieu, if you need a campaign manager, a little anything to defeat the pigeon. All right. All right. I'm just putting it out there. All right. Maybe Ted Lieu might want to buy me a coffee. I don't know. Maybe Ted Lieu. Hey, how's it going, Ted Lieu? All right. Anyways. All right. So this is the address, right? I just showed you the address, and this is the address, 7095 Hollywood Boulevard. It's a Mail and More on Hollywood. Wow. So the pigeon is running out of a Mail and More, like we discussed earlier. Perhaps she's like a carrier pigeon. You know how pigeons carry little messages on their little foot, and they fly away like in the olden days. Maybe that's why she resides in the mailbox. I don't know. Maybe she works as a carrier pigeon, right? I don't know. Perhaps, I don't know. But we're going to get to the bottom of this. Why does the pigeon use a Mail and More on Hollywood? Is it because she lives in Mexico? Is it because of that? Ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen, because I already know I'm going to get one dislike, and that one dislike is from the pigeon. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I showed you the residents. Now, I showed you how I got banned from Twitter. I showed you how you say pigeon in Spanish. We already went through that. Let me see what's next on the agenda. Okay, this is when they took down my Twitter, so you guys can see. Gentlemen, it's your friend Legal Latino Heat here. A little disappointed, a little bit upset. My Twitter account is gone. I appealed the suspension. I don't think I was doing anything wrong. I was just calling out a pigeon. And hey, hello, your account has been suspended and will not be restored because it was found to be violating Twitter's terms of service, specifically the Twitter rules against hateful conduct. It is against our rules to promote violence against or directly attack or threaten, based on their race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual, whatever. Additional, we are determined that the primary purpose of the account is to incite harm towards others on the basis of his character. Our account may be suspended without prior warning. Okay, so I'm never getting my account back. Is that what this means, Twitter? This is. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to turn it up a little bit. There you go. Don't worry about it. So you saw how I said I'm gonna turn it up, and this was 3 years ago. I've lost my Twitter account, May 13th, 2019, ladies and gentlemen. So this idiot got my Twitter account back in 2019, 2 years ago, and after that, I stood quiet. I said, okay, maybe one day, I could probably get my revenge. And now the pigeon is running for Congress. What better time than now, ladies and gentlemen, right? A congressional candidate? This is the behavior of a congressional candidate? A congressional candidate that's supposed to be, fighting for the people of the 33rd Congressional District of California? Let's see. Thank you, Real Anthony Aguero. Appreciate it. How do you say paloma se la loncha? I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, next one, right? I called the radio station while she's live, right? She's really full of herself. Very, very full of herself. But before we continue, I want to have play a commercial that I made a few years ago in regards to this. I want to play this commercial, ladies and gentlemen. Very public service announcement, ladies and gentlemen. I want to share this with you guys, a public service announcement. This is Young Legal Latino. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, going through a trifecta of videos today. We're here watching the pigeons. How's it going, Blues Dolls? Like I always say, do not feed the pigeons. You do not want to be feeding the pigeons. They become lazy and dependent, as you can see here. There's one white privilege pigeon right there. He's always there, that white privilege. Must be a suburb snowflake right there trying to freeload of the other pigeons. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. I always talk about do not feeding the pigeons. This is it. Do not feed the pigeons. They wait around here all day waiting for the government to bring them bread and rice. They're lazy birds. They're not like a bald eagle or a hunter or a gatherer. Pigeons are lazy. They're wings with rats. They just wait around to get fed. Democrats wait around for the EBT to come in. But these pigeons are always waiting around for their food. They know their food is coming, so they just wait for it. And this is what Democrats do to us blacks and Hispanics. Give us welfare. Like I showed you in an earlier video, they give us welfare food stamps and a nice rat-infested, roach-infested house, apartment in the projects to keep us happy and satisfied. And content, actually. So here we go again. There's the government right there feeding them. We have the government right now feeding the pigeons. There's the government feeding the pigeons. Look at the government feeding the pigeons. This is the government feeding the pigeons. The government is right there at work, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the government hard at work right there. The government is hard at work right there. The government is handing out food. Here comes all the pigeons from all around. Here they come. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Here come all the pigeons. Look at that. It's like Jordans. It's like they're getting free Jordans or something. There's the government giving them food, ladies and gentlemen. Big government giving out free food. Big government right there. I've been lucky with the videos today. Everything has been happening while I'm recording. That was just a quick video. Do not feed the pigeons. They become lazy and dependent. Like pigeons, rats or wings. You want to be an eagle, independent, hunt for your food. Lessons from the Bronx. Have a good day. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A public service announcement right there, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Blues Dolls. Shout out to Blues Dolls. Blues Dolls was there when all of this was happening with the pigeon. Even Blues Dolls did some animations we might bump into. But this, ladies and gentlemen, I remember I used to cover Omar Navarro. I have, the videos to prove it. I was covering Omar Navarro. So then with Omar Navarro, it led me to the pigeon. So, I'll save this for another day. We'll talk about Omar Navarro another day. I just wanted to show you guys that. We'll save Omar, our friend Nomar for another day. All right, let me see which video is next. Symposium. No, we're gonna play. I want to play the radio. I want to play the radio interview. This one. This is a really, really good one. So I want to make sure we play all of it. All right, because I want to show you the radio station. She's on the radio station, right? Where is it? Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. Let me see. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I got the video. I just where's my? Okay, I think this is it.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
So you guys know I like to call in radio shows. This is kind of low, so I'm gonna mute my mic. I really want you guys to hear this radio. I called in this radio station. So hey, what's up, man? It's Militia. So I called in the radio show, right? Steve was on. So I want you guys to hear this. Where's Steve at? All right. How can I play Steve? Steve, where did you go? Okay, here we go. My bad. I'm on hold. So they got me on hold. Oh, Coco Soprano remembers. I had it on low. I should have had it higher. I hope you guys could hear. Let me know if you guys could hear. Let me shut up. Let me know if you hear. I'm gonna mute my mic. Let me know if you can hear. Got me on. I'm on hold. I'm on hold.
She's got courage and she's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, how often do you find a woman with all three?
I could do an easy Google search, but yeah, you might have a point. I don't.
We live. We back. Whoa. I don't want no copyright strike. I don't know what song is this. I'm not gonna copyright. All right, here we go. My bad. I'm on hold. So I'm on hold waiting to get on live on the radio show. You know I like to call in radio show. All right, he got me on. I'm on hold. I'm on hold. Hey. Hey, how you doing? I'm Legal Latino He.
Hey, how you doing? Yeehaw! Yep. The wreck of the old 97. I happen to love them boys. I thought they were great. Hey, we got someone on the line. Let me get to him. Hey, good afternoon. You're on the air with Steve.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Legal Latino He.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So, how you been? I love your show, man.
Well, thank you. I try.
No, you got a good show. You got a good show. I started listening to it. I'm very excited. Paloma's going to be on in a few minutes.
Oh, hey, I absolutely love her. I mean, here is a woman that's got brains, she's got courage, and she's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, how often do you find a woman with all three?
I could do an easy Google search, but yeah, you might have a point. I don't know. I could Google search and find better. But anyways, that's besides the point there.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited for you to have on. I just want to say, have a good conversation. And legal Latino heat. I'm just going to hang up so you guys could talk.
Okay,
And I'll
well,
call
she
back.
hasn't called yet. Yeah, she hasn't called back, but you're more than welcome to get on the show when she comes on. And hey, you know, my great grandfather was an immigrant. He came from Italy, and you know, he did everything he had to do to become a citizen of this country, and he died a citizen. And I respect anybody that comes here and takes the time and energy to become a legal citizen. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. And that's why Legal Latino, you could check me out on YouTube. I came to this country when I was 5 years old in 1990. I waited 10 years. I had a green card, then expired for a year. So I was kind of illegal for a year. But I got my citizenship a month right before 9/11.
Wow.
And right after 9/11, it got a little bit more difficult.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy times. That was just, you know, I still remember those days. They were frightening.
I just wish, you know, people would come into this country the right way. I just feel like as a Latino, I'm in Texas, and so the immigrants, undocumented or not, they work hard. They work hard, you know.
Well, you know,
but I just as a Latino, I just feel like sometimes it just cheapens me. Because why would you hire me from college when you could hire somebody from outside the country and pay them half that price, you know, half the wage?
Yeah, it lowers our wages. It's messed up our education system. You know, we've got a whole host of diseases that are coming back that we'd eradicated.
The measles.
Yeah, the measles for one. And it's just, you know, it's just something I don't understand why the liberals support. We need to stop this. It's an invasion.
I just we gotta find a way to unite everybody, just left and right. I just feel all these political, like immigration, abortion, it's just a way to divide us. Like, if I don't agree with you on abortion, oh, we can't be friends. You're a liberal, I'm a Democrat, just because we don't have the same point of views. And it's just people have gotten into that mentality now.
Yeah, I know.
Like me personally, listen, I could ask somebody. I don't care if you support Trump or not. I just want to be friends with everybody. I want to be cool with everybody. You know, I don't want to, you know, like, I don't want to lose family members just because you support Trump or not. I don't want to, you know, be at the dinner table on Thanksgiving and not be a part of the conversation because I'm the only Trump supporter. I think we should just embrace each other, embrace the uncomfortable, and just try to find a way to just coexist. I don't want to use the word coexist, but
you know, it's funny you bring that up. It's funny you bring that up. I've got a cousin that's unfriended me on Facebook because she's extremely liberal and she won't look at the other side. And I'm a terrible person because I voted for Trump and I support the wall.
And that's another thing. When are we getting this wall? Like, it's almost 2020. Where's this wall?
Well, you know, little by little, it's going up. And it's not going to solve every problem we have with the border, but I do believe it'll slow a lot of it down, especially the drugs that come into the country. And that's been an issue for 50 years now. They were talking about drugs coming into the country back when I was in junior high school, for Christ's sake. And we need to stop that. Anyway, I've got Paloma. She just
here we go.
It up. So
here we go.
Here a little bit.
All right, cool. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on. Great show.
No problem.
Have a good show.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, before I continue, let me give you my thoughts. So I called in the show. Shout out to Steve. Oh, thank you, Palama, for Trump dogs. Thank you for that $10 super sticker. So I called in the radio show, right? I called into the radio show. And I had a great conversation with Steve. You guys heard, right? Tell me if I had a good conversation in the chat. Let me know. Was that a good conversation? Was I professional, or should I have done something? Let me know in the chat. Be honest. Was that a good call? Did I show Steve respect? My first time calling the show, I showed respect. I showed grace. I knew Pigeon was going to be on the show, so I called before the Pigeon, right? You know, throw her off. You know, he was taking calls. The Pigeon announced that she was going to be live on the show. I think at 4:00. So I got on the call. I called the radio show to get on before her. Oh, irrational time. Tell me you didn't just miss the call that I just made. All right. If you missed it, just rewind later on. I'm gonna continue, but I'm trying to. This is the Pigeon origin story. How this is all began. So we're like in the middle right now. This is when I started beginning trolling her on the radio, live on national radio. This was going on national radio. 50 states were listening to this on national. Maybe I'm lying, but I don't know. I'm just trying to gas it up. But this was on national radio on a Saturday afternoon. All right. Blues Dolls heard it. Donut the Trap heard it. A lot of people heard it live. Remember, this was live on the radio, ladies and gentlemen. So I got off the call with Steve. I end up calling back. I called back to the show. So then the Pigeon gets on, Paloma, and she starts bad mouthing me. And then that's when I call on and I had to defend myself. And this leads to Steve doxing me. He doxed me on the radio. He put my information out there. And I'm like, yo, I thought we were friends. And I kind of made him feel stupid because he let the Pigeon lead him on and he put me on blast. He was in there, oh, we're going to have your tax returns. I'm like, yo, Steve, relax, Steve. He said that I'm doing wrong by recording his show on my YouTube channel. I'm like, I just wanted to record myself on the radio. Is there a crime against that? Let me know if I'm good. No lagging. Let me know. So let's get back to the call.
Hey, Paloma, I want to say hello to you.
How are you?
I
Nervous.
am good. I am absolutely marvelous, and I'm so happy to hear your voice.
I am too. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
you can't
but
say
I
nothing
just
bad
had a
about me.
gentleman on the line.
Yes.
Who is from Mexico and he got his citizenship back around 2001, and he was excited that you were calling. He said he was a listener from Texas.
That's awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of people in Mexico that love and really value America. We really do, you know?
Oh yeah.
So,
Look,
don't believe all the lies because
my
we have a lot of great people in Mexico.
My great grandparents were immigrants. We came from Italy. We, as immigrants, they came to this country looking for a better life. They found it. They made it happen with their own two hands. They came here immigrants and died citizens. And they passed down to their offspring a love for this country, which their parents handed down to my parents, and my parents handed down to me. So yes,
Really quick. You see that noise? That's not me. I was muted. I muted my sound. I muted everything. That noise is coming from the Pigeon. I also bring that up later on in the call, right? I say, see, I'm professional. If I call a radio show, I want to make sure there's no noise in the background. This Pigeon calls a national radio show with noise in the background. How disrespectful is that? As a listener, I'm apologizing right now because you're gonna hear a lot of noise, honking. You're gonna be like, legal, what the hell? That was not me. I'm just letting you guys know. When the Pigeon speaks, you're gonna hear like a lot of noise, dogs barking. I don't know. You're gonna hear the circus. You're gonna hear a lot of stuff. So, Palama, that's Palama for Trump dogs. She has 56 dogs. Palama for Trump. All right, let's go. Let's go back.
immigrants happen to love this country very, very much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do because, I think immigrants, if anything, we have a more, just a greater appreciation for what America and being an American truly means, the freedom of being an American,
That's Bruce.
the benefits,
Bruce. Bruce, shut up, Bruce. Rest in peace, Bruce. One of her dogs that died.
She's not shook.
Everything, just everything.
Some of that freedom.
She's not even saying anything.
So we really, if you are,
You see why I was nice to the caller? You see why I was nice to the guy?
you appreciate it. You value that.
I was not going to be mean to him.
Those freedoms are getting
He's a nice guy. I didn't want to be,
the freedom of speech, for instance. You've got YouTube, and they censor so much content these days. You would think that we weren't a free country.
Right.
A friend of mine, in fact, you talked to him a week or two ago, Jazz McCain. He was
Right.
on the air Thursday, and he played a piece of bumper music. And Facebook sent him a notice that they were ending his feed because he didn't have the right to play that piece of music, and they were going to send their lawyers after him for playing that piece of music. But
Wow.
but he's a radio show. He works for a large radio station, much bigger than this
Sure.
one, and we have to pay licensing agreements for the music that we play. It's part of
Right.
the
You,
contract.
yeah, you are the radio. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And yet here, Facebook was going after him. Well, more than likely they were going after him because he is conservative. I've got friends that
I'm gonna skip a little ahead because it get boring. I want to get to my part.
that they've said.
Gotten people literally how protected, how blessed they are.
Shout out to Johnny Boston. Look at Johnny Boston right there. Johnny Boston, always in the chat. Rest in peace, Johnny Boston. Everybody, if you want to give an F on the chat, rest in peace, Johnny Boston. Big Mike Jr. Haven't seen Big Mike Jr. in a while. Shout out to Johnny Boston. See you always in the chat in the beginning. Rest in peace, Johnny Boston. Always the first. Oh man, miss Johnny Boston.
To be a part of America. That's why it makes me so angry. That's why when I see people like the woman at the post office that confronted me, I told her to her face, if you don't like who your president is, if you don't like the way things are going, and if you don't like America, then maybe you shouldn't be here. Maybe you should move off somewhere else.
Yeah.
Move to Mexico and Central America and see what that's like for a few weeks. And trust me, they would be coming back, begging to be taken back. Give up your citizenship if you're so unhappy with being here.
Yeah. Try it somewhere else. Well, it's just, what was it? About a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, Jazz sent me a present. He sent me a red baseball cap, and it says, "Make talk radio great again." And I wore this into Kingman the day I got it. And there were people who saw the red hat and only saw the first word, and they looked down and away. Now I go to the butcher shop, and my butcher looks at it and he says, "Well, I'm surprised you haven't gotten your butt kicked over that." And I said, "Did you read it?" And he says, "Yeah, it says Make America Great." I says, "No, read it." He had the most dumbest look on his face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look,
Because
she has
what
no
it says
reaction
is
to his
Make
story.
talk radio
She's not even
great
paying
again.
attention to him. See how disrespectful she is to Steve? No reaction. He just said a story. She's like, wow. Did you hear that? Wow. He's saying a story. He's a little laughing. I would have been like, ah, Steve, you knucklehead. Or Steve, you chuckster, Steve. A little chuckle with Steve. He just said a story. She's like, wow. She's paying attention to the chat. Because she knows that I'm live and she was paying attention to the chat. She gets nervous. This is where we're gonna get to the point where they bring me up, and then I call back into the show. Exactly. It wasn't about her, so she tunes out. Steve just said a story, chuckles, and she, oh wow, yeah. It's like she's doing her nails. Oh wow. Yeah, wow. Funny story, Steve. Funny story, Steve. Hey, good afternoon, Hobo Chili Recipe. Let me know, Hobo Chili Recipe. Man, it was my man, Hobo Chili Recipe. Hold on. Let me keep playing the interview. Give me a second.
But see, people just see the red hat, the white lettering, and they get, I guess, what's the word today? Triggered. There you go. Triggered.
I know. I was in downtown San Diego yesterday, wearing a blue hat.
This is a national radio show, ladies and gentlemen. This is a national radio show.
With white
and this is what they're talking about.
I had so many women.
I'm gonna skip a little bit because she's boring.
On my platforms.
I could skip around and you could hear me.
Looked at each other's eyes for a moment.
Reaction.
I
really, it's not. I don't do it too.
Her and I
Oh, I call back. Look, I call back to the show. This is when I call back. All right.
Both had the same hope that this man would once and for all bring us together as one people, seal that terrible wound of the Civil War and slavery, and bring us together as one people. And, you know,
Look at
I
the
often
noise. Hear
wondered
the
what
noise?
became of that woman, because I'm sure she discovered what I did. She divided us. Hey, I've got us a call. Let me
I call back.
plug him in here. Hey, caller, good afternoon. You're on the air with Steve and Paloma.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Paloma. This is Neil.
Oh, Neil,
Hello,
I'm gonna
Neil.
skip. I'm gonna
Hi,
skip.
if anything, I'm
Hillary for prison.
Making fun of these idiots.
I'm actually gonna get off the phone.
I'm gonna
'cause
call
I
right
got
back then.
homemade
See, I'm gonna call right back now.
enchiladas
This is
last
when I
night.
call
You
back.
guys
Give me
My
10 bucks.
Mexican
I'm
neighbor
a
baked
Hey,
big.
hey,
I'm a
hey,
big.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm on the
Uh,
air
I'm a-
till 6.
Up
Okay.
to 6.
I don't need to hear
Oh.
about food because you don't get that from the media.
in general because I feel like
I
not
called
enough
it.
is
This
being
is when I
done.
call back.
I got
Good
recorded.
call.
I
This is what I
really
call back.
like
Look
to
how
talk to
she acts.
people who
Listen
can-
to how
who've
she acts.
seen things
I'm
from
gonna
the
mute
other
it.
side of the
I want this
border.
on record. Look how
Who
she
can
acts.
give us an
33rd
honest,
congressional candidate for California, Ted
explanation of
Lieu.
what's going on.
This is your opponent.
Because you don't
Listen
get
to her
that from the media.
on national
And
radio.
that's one of the
Let's
things
go,
I
ladies.
enjoy
This is
about
fun.
having you.
I
And let me
confront her
get
on
this
national
caller.
radio.
Hey, caller,
Let's
good
go.
afternoon. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up? It's Legal Latino again.
Hey, Legal Latino.
Oh
Hey,
my
good.
God! Hold on. Let me show. Hold on. I
Good
got to
call.
record this because I got to
Good
record
call.
this. I got to record this.
I just wanted to ask,
Hold on.
what's going on?
Hold on.
I'll tell you
Hey,
what.
I'm
I'll
just a
talk to you.
caller.
Yeah.
Okay. It's recording. Go ahead, Legal Latino.
I just wanted to know, is there enough being done at the wall? Like, remember, Steve, I said earlier, how come we don't have a wall? Is there, like, more protection going on? Or, like, besides the fence? Or remember that GoFundMe with the $1 million? Whatever happened to that?
They backed out of it.
Whatever happened to that? Well, you know what? You should contact the person who created that GoFundMe, who started that movement to try to fund the wall, because I would have nothing to do with what he did with those funds.
I wasn't asking you directly. I was asking in general because I feel like not enough is being done at the wall. So I was just asking in general. I didn't mean anything attacking you or anything.
Let me tell you something.
It's Legal Latino
Maybe you
heat.
should come out.
It's Legal Latino
Maybe
heat.
you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Legal Latino. Well, I'm just gonna leave
Thank
it.
you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Okay. So you should maybe take a trip out here. You know, you and probably some of your old friends and myself could probably give you a tour of what's really going on out here. And maybe at that point you would have a better understanding and a broader vision of what's really going on. Because you live in Texas or New York. I'm not really sure where you live, but either way.
I'm from Texas, ma'am.
Okay, so you're in Texas. So
Yes,
unless
ma'am.
you are kind of like Anthony, if you're like Anthony, for example, right? Anthony, conservative Anthony, he's really boots on the ground at the border, right? So he knows what's going on. He knows what's being built. He sees the progress. I've seen the progress out here personally.
But I don't see it. As an American, I don't see it. That's my concern as an American.
Maybe you should, like other patriots that have taken trips out here. Maybe if you're like, I truly believe that you are concerned about what's going on in America. I always have. So I think you should take a trip out here the way other patriots have and see it for yourself and see it firsthand.
Well, like
I just wish I could start a GoFundMe so people could donate and I could take trips, but I got to work.
Here's part of what's going on.
Maybe one day I could probably do something
Let
like
me
that.
get a voice in here
You
for a
already
second.
had a GoFundMe. You got a lot of support from patriots. What do you mean?
Let me step in for a second.
Whoa, you sound like you know me too. Oh, what's going on here?
We have
Legal Latino. Of course, I know you.
Oh, you must be one of
know
my
you
fans.
very
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Anyway.
Cool.
You're welcome. You must be one of mine if you're calling my show.
Let me get in for a second here.
Please, Steve, please.
Okay. I just recently saw in the news where the Pentagon has given $1.5 billion to go towards the building of the wall. Okay. Congress is not happy about it, but it's the Pentagon's money, so they can do it. And the wall has been going up in little bits and pieces. They started out in San Diego and they've been marching eastward with it. 1.5 billion. Hopefully, will get it a little past Arizona. and the president is trying to get more money. The real holdup are the Congress people. For some reason, we had elected a Democratic Congress when we in 2018, and they haven't done a thing except to impede the president on everything he's tried to do. Their whole thing is to find a way to impeach the president for a non-existent crime. But the wall is going up little by little. We are working on it.
Well, whether it's being funded by whoever started this GoFundMe or whoever's funding it, all I know is that there has been progress here locally. I've seen fences, tiny fences, dinky fences, being replaced by tall steel fences, 26, 25 feet tall, that go deep into the ground, that are almost impossible to cross. And that's the progress that President Trump has made. As far as this guy and his GoFundMe and what he's done, I couldn't tell you it. I have no information on that.
Yeah, I actually think that fell apart. I think the money was given back, as I remember correctly.
That's good then. That's good.
Yeah. But
because
we are
that's why I left New York City, because you see the Democrats, those liberals on the left, they're really turning these states, the blue states, even worse. New York City, California.
Oh,
it's unlivable. Just breathing the air, they tax you.
It's like this. I'm a native San Francisco. Okay, I moved to Arizona in 2012. I was once very proud of my home city, and what the liberals have done to it just absolutely turns my stomach. You know what the liberals get for gasoline out here? Almost $5 a gallon. I'm here in
That's to save the environment. That's protecting the environment.
Yeah, right. I live in Yuck, Arizona, and I drive to Needles, California to do my show. And the last gas station in Arizona, we're right around $3 a gallon right now for regular. I get in here to Needles, California, and it's $4.79.
That's almost the price of a Wawa sandwich or a Subway sandwich.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I always make sure I buy gas before I come to work.
It's a lot of background noise.
Any other concerns you would like to address?
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise in the back. You know, I couldn't hear Steve a lot, so I don't know. It's not me. It's not a lot. I know. I'm actually when I make a phone call to a radio station, I make sure the background is quiet. So I don't want to be rude to the host.
Oh, it's actually I think it's Paloma's phone. Every once in a while, you got to realize she's in Mexico.
You know, I do live in Tijuana, Mexico. I am here in a third world fighting for my country. I'm not sitting in my first world. This is not towards you, Steve, but I do live in a third world country where I want to make a difference. And sometimes technology is not as advanced as it is in a first world country. That's why I don't want America turning into this, and that's why I'm here to hopefully someday be as advanced as America. So I apologize for some of my background noise because I don't have the same networks and the same technology that you are so blessed to have.
Oh, I understand that, which is why
she's the victim. She's the victim.
Your phone gets background noise because you're in Mexico.
Thank you, Steve.
No, I understand these little quirks.
Yeah,
but
so I
was just going to tell
legal does too.
I was going to actually thank him for his call and also thank you for listening to my show. I'm happy to know I've got listeners as far away as Texas.
Texas, New York, and you want to have me on anytime? Let me know, Steve. I'll be glad to have on. We could talk a lot of good stuff.
Well, anytime you want to call in, the phone number 855-586-9134. You're always welcome to call my show.
I got my very own personal fan base, Steve, and it goes from coast to coast. So New Jersey, New York, Texas, California, it's just everywhere. So you've got people from all over the country listening to you right now. Paloma for Trump always brings her own fan base with her everywhere she goes.
Well, I appreciate that.
I wish I would have brought my fan base to this call too. I mean, I feel left out. I feel like nobody's listening to me right now.
Well, look,
that knows me.
I hate calling in legal Latino.
I hate to do this, but I've got to take a break. I'm way past my marker here. Paloma,
me too. All right.
Yeah, thanks
Good
for the call.
Thank you.
Anyway,
thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah,
Take care. Have fun in Texas.
You know what? Let me get this last caller real quick. I'm behind on my breaks, but well, Hey, caller, you're on the air with Paloma.
Hi, are you guys talking about the border?
Yes.
Oh.
Hi, yeah, my name is Amy Benjamin, and
Amy Benjamin.
my husband also does podcasting, and so I was just talking to him a little bit about the border and how what we can do about that, and I was just listening a little bit to is it Paloma?
Yes.
Amy,
Paloma.
Amy
Paloma
Benjamin.
Oh, okay. Hi, hon. How are you?
How are you?
And I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, and we've been working on raising goats up in Washington just because we're
Look, she's
really
gonna get mad.
concerned
Listen
about
to her.
raising
Listen to
our
the pigeon.
boys,
Get ready. Get ready for
up
the pigeon.
up
3,
in Washington.
2.
And we're just concerned
Right.
about
Get ready for the pigeon.
the massive influx.
It's building up. It's building
I
up.
mean, I'm half Mexican myself, and my father, he left us.
They
when
hung
I
up on
was
me for this,
little.
but wait for it.
I'm not sure. I think he was a criminal. My mom doesn't know who he was. But yeah, he left us, and so we really want to get that wall built. What do you think needs to be done to get the wall built?
The wall is already being built. It's a fence that's being built that I feel is very effective. That if completed, from east to west or from coast to coast, it will prevent a lot of illegal immigration for the years to come. The mainstream media doesn't tell you, that they don't show you what's being done out here. I've put a lot of videos out showing the wall physically being built, the fence physically being built. I'm actually, when they talked about a concrete wall for years, when we think of a wall, we think of concrete. I thought it was great, but now that I see a fence that is basically made out of steel, very strong steel, and also concrete at the bottom, I think it's even more effective. And I think it's effective yet not divisive, which is what a lot of the left and the media has tried to push.
I think it's
So
really
it is
Owen's
being
wife.
done. And don't ever believe this mainstream media when they tell you that nothing is being done, because there's nothing farther away from reality that nothing is being done. It's not build the wall, it's finish the wall. I'm here, boots on the ground,
Boots on
letting
the
you
ground.
know firsthand on my videos with proof that the wall is being built, and we do need it, and we do need to protect America's borders and America's future.
Let me say something here, caller.
But when I talk to my husband, and when Owen's watching the news, and we see the cameras down in Imperial Beach, and we see the people just sitting right on top of the fence, so it doesn't seem like a fence does any good.
That's an older
No, that's
section.
the older fence. It hasn't been replaced just yet. Where you saw those people, it's an area that has not been. They haven't gotten to that part yet. That's an older fence that has been there for years.
That's not logos, George. Sorry, my dog was barking. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. Let me
George.
say something. One of the things you can do to help make sure the fence gets done, the
Who
wall
called
gets
us
done,
Amy Benjamin? George.
when we
that
get
was
to
a
vote
troll
again in
call.
2020,
George the dog.
don't vote anybody
Who
that's
called?
Democrat. No congressman, no senator,
Somebody
no
called us Owen
president,
Benjamin,
person
my
running for
husband
president. Vote Donald Trump, vote the Democrats out of Congress, and vote the Democrats out of the Senate, because it's the Democrats that have been keeping this wall from getting done. If you really, really want the wall built, talk to your friends, talk to everybody that'll listen, and let them know. If you want border security, vote for Republicans. That's the bottom line. Anyway, caller, I'm going to have to let you go because I really need to take a break. I am way past my marker here, and my boss is going to shoot me later.
I understand. Yeah, we've got to go get the goat's milk, so I totally understand that. You guys have a blessed day.
Paloma.
You too. Thank you for calling in. Thank you so much.
Paloma, would you be willing to stay on the line while I go through my break here, or do you want to call back when I come back on the air?
No, I can stay on the line. I have time. I planned this. I put this time aside just for you.
Oh, bless you. Anyway, let's see here. First thing I want to do. This is always so much fun. I'm still learning the stupid.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So you heard that call, right? That was the first call. Let me skip this a little bit. So she's still on the radio after that. They come back from the commercial. I just skipped it. She's gonna be rambling on a little bit. I'll let you hear because she just rambles on about other stuff. You hear her rambling. She said earlier, my show. This is my show. I just called Steve before she called. I was respectful. Then I called back. And then she starts attacking me. You guys heard in the beginning. She was like, hold on. Right. Let me remind you guys, this is national radio. This is live all over on the internet, all over the world. You can hear this on national radio. I wonder Steve still has that radio show. Maybe Paloma had this guy lose the radio show because she brought very unprofessional. Every time she was on that show, I got it. Because when she got on, it was very unprofessional. And this is the person that's running for the 33rd congressional district in California, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to see those campaign videos. I just can't wait. Look how she handles a call. Look how she handles a call. And I'm doing this video because we're covering the origin. I don't want to make a long video. I really wanted to cover those radio calls because I had to dig deep into these videos. So we're gonna focus on the radio calls. So I have another one to play, and then I'll save another show. Maybe I'm gonna do a Halloween show. I just want to do a little bit more research, but I really want to cover these radio calls because this is the beginning of it. This is before I lost my Twitter account. This is when she started attacking my pages and all that stuff. You know, we were trolling and it was on the internet. It was fun. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if you like that call. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the chat. What do you thought? Was I being respectful in that call? I didn't curse. I was being kind to Steve. I show great respect. You know, I'm not going to disrespect a man on his show. That's not cool. You know, you got to, but I mean, her show, my bad. This is her show. It's her show, not Steve's show. It's her show. So hold on. Let me. Is it this one? Yeah, all right. So this is where she gets back.
What the Bible says, and by the word of God, you need to help us pray for this gentleman who is again not well and
talking about me.
A lot of prayer from us. He needs a lot of help. He needs a lot of prayer, and hopefully one day. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna call it.
Ghost stories. This is a call. That was you, Lisa. That was you, Amy Benjamin. Oh, that was Lisa T. That was Lisa T.
Okay, that was a short.
That was Lisa T. That called us Amy Benjamin.
Got a call waiting.
Yeah, I'll hook you over the wrench. Hold on.
You're on the air with Steve.
I could do it through my phone.
Hi, yeah. How are you?
Oh, I'm great.
Listen to this call.
Excellent, thank you.
What part of the country are you in?
I am in Florida.
Ah, yeah, that's a beautiful place down there. You've got all that lovely ocean front. I'm from California, and I miss the ocean. Anyway,
there you go, Lisa T.
With us? Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Anyway, do you have a question for Paloma?
Yeah, I was just calling because I've been seeing some pictures that are going around the internet. With Paloma, I saw that there was a picture of you and some gentleman. I can't remember his name. What's his name? I think his name was like Ivan. I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna call it. It's called beating a dead horse. And are you a woman of faith? Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's take a second and pray for that gentleman on the pictures that you've seen. He really needs some divine intervention. He's been very, very hurt by people, and you know, his mind is not well. And if you're a woman of faith, and if you if you go by what the Bible says and by the Word of God, you need to help us pray for this gentleman who is again not well and needs a lot of prayer from us. He needs a lot of help. He needs a lot of prayer, and hopefully one day. I'm sorry, but are we talking about the same person? Like who are you? I'm sorry. Who are you talking about? The pictures that you mentioned going around the internet, right? Because it's been trending. You know, I'm very popular, so whatever's trending, I see it. So when you mention pictures, and I see the trending on Twitter and Facebook, and even the White House, you know, has full knowledge of this, and we talk about it all the time, and they go back and investigate that I actually worked with this guy with the GOP, and that he was actually supporting a Republican candidate, a very strong and very very good Republican candidate while we worked together. Then, I think we're talking about the same person, because I don't think there's too many other pictures of me with gentlemen. I actually don't post pictures with gentlemen.
There's a couple pictures, but who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about? You're the one that called in.
Oh, I understand. I'm asking you a question.
Oh, well, I'm talking about the man that's been trending on pictures with myself for the past week and a half since I went to the White House.
Maybe, I think we might be talking about two different people.
It sounds like it.
Oh.
Caller, why don't you tell Paloma who you're talking about?
Ivan Reibling is his name. His name is Ivan Reibling in Tijuana.
Oh.
I think he's
yeah. He approached. The guy. Oh, you mean the guy that approached me at a rally?
Yeah, he was
I know who you're talking about. Yes, he approached me at a rally in Tijuana. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, he approached me at a rally in Tijuana back in November, and he took a picture with me. You're absolutely correct. Yes. I had never met him, and we were at a rally, and he took a picture with me. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Apparently, a very bad man.
I didn't know if you knew him or not.
Oh no, I don't. I did take a picture with him at a rally where he approached me. Yes, yeah.
Oh, I just figured because you lived in Tijuana for so many years that maybe you would know a little bit more about him.
I actually don't. I wish I did. I could investigate him more and definitely put some more information.
He has a really big rap sheet.
I'm sorry?
I hear he has a really big rap sheet. Like he has a lot of criminal records and stuff.
Yeah. I've read all about it recently over the past few days, and it's unfortunate. Yeah, he does.
She thought he was talking about Jovi Val when he switched it up on her.
But again, I really don't have much knowledge of him other than the fact that he approached me at a rally to take a picture with me.
What about? What about? Do you know who Evan Duke is?
No, actually.
There's a guy named Evan Duke. I think he's part of Antifa or something.
I couldn't tell you. I'm not very familiar with Antifa.
Did you see the when I called in? And I was triggering this chick.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for all of your work. I really love watching you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you calling in.
Absolutely.
That was a good call. So you got to be smart with these calls.
You have a good afternoon. Thank you for the call.
These are some good calls. I was gonna hang.
Yeah, Antifa. She brings up an interesting group.
She got shook.
I don't know who their organizers or leaders are, and I personally don't want to know very much.
She cut the lady off. First of all, she cut the lady off. You're like, all right, before you continue, let's pray for the guy. And then the lady's like, who are you talking about?
Look like a Sunday.
I know. I mean, aren't they considered now a terrorist organization in America?
Well, most of us Americans think of them as terrorists, but apparently the police in Oregon don't do anything about them. The mayor of Portland, where they're based, have basically told the police to leave their hands off of them. And that's frightening. They do whatever they want.
Right. I know, it's horrible, and it also, they've gotten a lot of protection in Berkeley and in the Northwest, Portland and Seattle, and all those places where they have been, and they've been causing problems.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that nothing more is being done to stop them. They've caused problems in California, just everywhere, basically.
Yeah, and they're claiming they're anti-fascist, and yet they remind me very much of the brown shirts of the 1920s and 1930s.
Yeah, they're they're also very strong in New York, and they have, and unfortunate, some of the people that claim to be in our movement have ties to them and direct contact with them. And it's really awful because we need to know who these people are. We need to know what their real objectives are. We shouldn't have people in our movement that communicate with Antifa.
No, you don't want Antifa around anything.
Events, and it has happened.
We have a caller. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air with Stephen Paloma. How are you today?
Hey, Steve, it's Rudy. I'm back again.
Hey, Rudy.
I got a couple things. First of all,
I'm gonna skip
$5
this
gallon
one.
gas
This
in
isn't.
California.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip. I don't care about Rudy. Rudy's stupid. Shut up, Rudy. Shut up,
Pretty
Rudy.
cool.
Saying, well, what did he actually do? What did he actually do?
Stupid Rudy.
How did he? Well, you know what? By stopping the caravans at his local level,
Look how she's.
I think he is doing something. If every mayor of Mexican cities that are border
I think I'm gonna
cities,
skip it to
that's
when
how
I call
see it.
again.
He wanted them off the
Look, she
street.
goes on and
He
on.
I'm messing with no people that are doing some shady shit behind my back. Thank you.
Exit,
Oh, look.
and you
Holy
and
shit.
someone will contact you.
I'm
That's
gonna
how I
take a
see it. He wanted them. We wouldn't have the
Problems.
I already did my. I'm exhausted.
But I really
that are border cities violating
up,
some
wow.
of their rights,
I can't
but
wait.
really
no.
they have
There's like
no
10
rights.
minutes left.
Because
Straight up.
he came in
You're
the
like,
middle
hey,
of the
I
night
saw
and
those pictures
physically
with Joey
removed
Val. Is
them
that
to
true?
transfer them to another shelter, which technically, if you really look into it, he cannot do. But he
really don't want to know very much.
She cut the lady
I
off.
just wanna
First of
hear
all,
it.
they've been causing problems.
Yeah.
Some people call in to troll here. Hold on. Let me get these last trolls in. Hold on. Let me get those in. Some people call in. It gets good here. Hold on. It gets good. It gets good here.
So yeah, it's unfortunate
Somebody curses on national radio.
that nothing more
I
is
think,
being done to stop them. They've caused problems in California.
Caller, you're on the air with Stephen
Right here.
Paloma. How are you today?
Hey, Steve, it's Rudy. I'm back again.
Hey, Rudy.
I got a couple things. First of all, that $5 a gallon gas in California,
Yeah.
country,
Put
and
the
coast.
phone.
Overrun
He's a good
by
guy. I
people
like the
coming up.
host.
Well, you know what? By stopping, you don't give them
Man,
the
I gotta
resources that
chop
they need.
up
If
that
you don't
call,
give them
man.
the
I gotta
space,
chop
then
it
they're
up.
not going to be
When I
here.
made that
And
phone
that's what
call.
he did. He actually
Are you waiting?
went as far as, I mean,
Just
I'm
ask her
going to
about
say
Joey.
this,
Be straight
as
up. Be like,
literally
yo, just be straight
violating
up.
some
Bob.
of their rights,
I can't
but
wait.
really
No.
they have
There's like
no
10
rights.
minutes left. Be
Because
straight up.
he came in
You're
the
like,
middle
hey,
of
I
the
saw
night
those
and
pictures
physically
with Joey
removed
Val. Is
them
that
to
true?
transfer them to another shelter, which technically, if you really look into it, he cannot do, but he did
Here we go,
anyway.
ladies
And he
gentlemen.
did it for the
I was-
people
I
of
was
Tijuana.
nice.
And that's
I like
how
the
I
guy.
see it.
That's
What,
cool.
if somebody,
She talks too much. Let me lower
people
this.
want to
Shut
see it
up,
in a different
Paloma.
way, that's how I see it. He wanted them off.
I wanted to
He
take the
wanted
call
them in
already.
a
Shut
shelter
up,
where they were
man.
contained,
She
where they were
talks too
controlled,
much.
where they weren't causing any
It
problems,
makes no
causing any
sense.
crime,
Guys, pray for Joey, guys.
defecating on the street, then that's
Oh,
what
God.
he needs to do.
Yeah. Hey, we've got some calls here.
Yes.
Paloma, I've got 2 lines going.
Here
So
we go.
let
Here
me
we
get
go.
one
Here
of
we
them.
go.
Oh, I'm popular.
Hello?
I'm popular, Neil.
Hey, good afternoon.
Am I live?
You're live.
Hi. I hear Paloma is the ambassador for Mexico. Is there a ambassador for Puerto Rico? Because I'm calling from Puerto Rico right now.
Hey, welcome. Yeah, this is definitely a long distance call. How's things in Puerto Rico? Are things getting better out there?
Well, we have a website that shows that we're at 100% at light. Life is good. Everybody's nice and fat and living healthy and surfing.
Well, then that life is good then.
Yes. Don't believe the news. It's fake. We're doing very well.
I'm glad to hear that. Anyway,
We would love to have ambassadors in Puerto Rico, and we know, and actually the person that got me involved to as being as an ambassador for Mexico is that one of them is actually based out of Puerto Rico, an incredible man. And,
Wow, Big
and if
Mike
you want
Jr.
someone to reach out to,
Holy
definitely reach out
shit.
to Lexit. And you
Holy
will,
shit.
and someone will contact you, and
Oh,
thank
you're
you
the
so much
man,
for your
Big Mike
interest.
Jr.
We need people, we
$100.
need
Holy
Hispanics
shit.
everywhere to help us with this fight for
Oh, man,
America.
you
I want to say thank you to the
thanks.
station's
Holy
owner
shit.
for this
I gotta
opportunity
do
to
this
call.
more often now.
Can I give a
Wow.
little plug to my YouTube page, which is Red Diggler on YouTube? I was just with my boy Latino, and he wanted me to ask you this, just like a lot of other people wanted to ask, was why you taking pictures with Jovi, Nazi Jovi? I don't know too much about it, but I just see it on the web, and I think that was the question that everybody wanted to ask here, is why you taking pictures with a Nazi? If I'm gonna be with Lexa, I want to make sure that I'm not messing with no people that are doing some shady shit behind my back. Thank you.
Okay, so to answer your question,
he's hung up.
So
He's hung up.
I'll still answer his question.
Okay.
Because we have people listening.
Wow.
So,
Red Diggler. Wow. That was New York of you.
He did mention that his boy, Legal Latino, is the one who wanted him to ask the question, because apparently legal couldn't ask it himself, even though I asked if he had any other concerns. So there are many pictures of legal Latino and neo-Nazi Jovi Val out on the internet. I actually have a few of them. So I think a lot of people in this movement have pictures with neo-Nazi Jovi Val. And, you know, he started off being a very dedicated patriot, very passionate, very loud voice for the Trump movement. And over the last few months, he apparently had some problems. And so I guess if guilty by association, then I guess legal Latino would be just as guilty as maybe 100 other patriots would be. And as I explained earlier, I did work with him for the GOP back in November in Colorado. So we did have a work relationship. And I did take many pictures with him while we were working for the GOP to support a very strong candidate in the state of Colorado.
Okay. Well, hey, these things happen. You know, people get involved with people they think are on one side of the fence and they turn out to be somebody else. Anyway, let me get this other caller here. Hey, good afternoon. You're on the air with Stephen Paloma.
Hi, Paloma.
Hi.
Hi. This is Sandy.
How are you?
I'm good. I've been following you for a long time. I was wondering about
question, Red Diggler.
the court cases, the four different court cases that are coming up. Can you tell us about all these people that are taking you to court, all these restraining orders?
Yeah. So let's talk about it. So apparently I have this really obsessed woman out here in San Diego who's going to court for the second time and started this.
She's really talking about this on the radio. Really?
Show.
Wow.
Her cases have already been dismissed. And here she goes again. And it's really embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed for myself. I'm embarrassed for her, because when you have to keep bothering a judge because you can't do the work yourself and you can't do all this stuff yourself, it's not only an abuse of the legal system and a legal tool that should be used to protect the welfare and the lives of the American people. That's what these tools were designed for. It's almost an insult to the legal system and to the American people and the American taxpayers. Like, you know, if I'm out there attacking someone and I get a response, when I get that response, I shouldn't go and file a restraining order for that response, right?
So I saw that you have filed 4 that you didn't even show up to court for. So isn't that like kind of wasting their time too? Or is that different when it comes to you?
The thing that, you know, that here's the thing. I can take all the abuse. I really don't care. The problem is that these people have contacted organizations. They they harass people, you know, behind closed doors. You can attack me all you want. See, I don't have a problem addressing you, and we can go back and forth.
But hold on, my question was, Ms. Paloma, that you filed 4 that, because we can look them up on the computer, and you filed 4 last month that you didn't even show up in court for. So isn't that wasting the judge's time too?
No, I think you don't have the facts. I don't think you have the facts. I have the paperwork. I can go on the computer and post them on your page if you like. No, I don't think you have the facts. I showed up to ask for them to be
I do.
No, I don't think you have the facts. No, I don't think you have the facts. I showed up.
Does that mean that the court's computer thing has wrote the wrong stuff on there?
I showed up. No, I showed up 2 days prior to the hearing date and requested for these cases to be dismissed because I did not want to waste the court's time any longer, and because these people were unable to be located. However, this coming
Are you
Tuesday,
sure? From what I read, it was dismissed because you failed to serve these people. So that, to me, that's kind of, you know, you're kind of fibbing right there. You know, that's what we call it here. It's kind of fibbing. Yeah.
So I think you don't have the facts.
Well, caller.
I don't think you have the facts.
Caller, she did say the people could not be located, which is probably why they didn't get served.
Can I ask one more question?
Make it quickly because I've got 2 more callers waiting.
Oh, okay, so let's
Okay, one more question.
Let's answer the question. No, let me answer you.
Yes,
let me answer you. There were 4 orders filed. 2 of them were dismissed at per my request. The 2 others could not be served. Excuse me, I'm talking. So the 2 others could not be served, and they will be filed again because now we have a place on June 4th and June 5th to personally locate these people and personally serve them, and they will be served from the state of New Jersey, the state of California, and the state of Florida.
So, okay, my last question, and I thank you for answering my questions. My last question is, if there's 4 cases and you're the mutual party in all these cases, don't you think that the problem could consist or be inside of you and not with everybody else that's around you?
Yeah, caller, that's an inflammatory call or question.
No. Let's address that, Stephen. That's fine. It's fine. Well, considering 2 of those people live together, and they're roommates and they're partners, so no, not really. And considering the other person, they're all friends. The 4 of them are actually friends, and 2 of them I have not spoken to. 1 in a year and the other one in 2 years, and now they all teamed up and they're all working together because they're part of this. They claim to be part of this movement, but yet they're not getting the views or the audience that I am getting, and they're not being invited to the White House. Then no, it's not.
It's about the White House.
Let's let a judge decide. Why don't we?
Well, we're looking forward to finding out the outcome of all these. We follow the whole thing.
I can't wait. Okay. Hashtag I can't wait. Sandy Woods.
Well, look, I'm coming up to the top of the hour, and there it is. It's break. Bye, Paloma. Hey, to all the callers out there, I apologize I couldn't get to you. Anyway, we will be back after these messages.
We'll be right back, folks. What an amazing show, Legal. Ladies and gentlemen, man, I'm going to go live in a few, but I'm going to leave you guys with this one song. Shout out to Big Mike Jr. Wow, man. Really made my day. $100 Nightwave. Steve Pinheiro, $110 made here, folks. That's pretty cool. Bam. Shout out. Bam. $110 for doing this. This is amazing, folks. Thank you. That's inspiration. I have to do better and better now. Folks, all right, let me. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. $49. Thank you. Appreciate that. The pigeon is going to be really, really mad at you for that one, Mary. So, ladies and gentlemen, I kept myself mute. I wanted you guys to hear the conversations, live reaction from live events that had happened. I want you guys to hear it. I want, so anybody wants the evidence, Ted Lou, whatever, so you can hear your congressional candidate. I have one more call to go before I go. Irrational Times, you going live tonight? What time you going live, man? Let me know what time you're going live. I want to make sure we all check out Irrational Times. Let me know if you're going live. Irrational Times. Make sure you subscribe to Irrational Times. And Mary, thank you once again. That makes my night. I appreciate it, man. It's like, I'm glad I did this show, like I feel good. I feel good right now. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. And best of all, it pisses off the pigeon. The pigeon's gonna, hey Pigeon, look. So the pigeon could screenshot it because the pigeon, she screenshots everything. So, hold on. All right. I said no more photo photography. That's it. All right. Irrational Times. Check them out. We'll be going live. I got 45 minutes left. All right. Check out Irrational Times, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out Irrational Times. Oh, Cowboys. Oh, you know what? I was going to dress up as where's my cowboy hat? Oh, it's over there. All right. Let me see. Let me play another radio show. Then I'll switch awesome costumes. We could play that game. I could be a cowboy, baby. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. That really pisses off the pigeon. I got one more call for you guys. All right. This time, Steve doxes me. All right. That radio host, Paloma, made him dox me on national television, ladies and gentlemen. The Steve Daughtry show. It's probably canceled by now. I got to go check. Anybody can let me know. The Steve Daughtry, Doughty show. Let me know if it's canceled on KTOX radio. Radio La Mala. All right, I got one more radio call. Because and then we're gonna leave the other videos for another show. I have so many videos. I got the Blues Dolls videos. I got the border video. I might leave the border for later, and the Blues Dolls video for maybe next. But this one, I want to get to the radio shows on this episode. All right, I just want to keep everything like a volume. This is episode number 2, the origin. All right, so Steve doxes me here, ladies and gentlemen. He gets mad that I recorded the show, and Steve doxes me. All right, let me share this, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Where's Steve at? This is probably this video. All right, yep, it's this video. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
You know how popular I am.
Oh, you know,
maybe you should have me talking about abortion.
Well, what was real?
Oh, pull out the race card. So this is when I had Facebook. So, you know, she pulls out. She's a victim all the time. I'm gonna leave. There we go. What song is that? That song that plays Irrational Times. What song is that? That goes, then and outpost, I'm on the pop post. During the Dave Wave one. Which one is that one? Then gonna bounce go. Come build the pop co. I don't know how that song goes, but this is the Pigeon, you know, with her Facebook. I can't find the screen. All right, here we go. All right. Yup, you should subscribe to Blues Dolls.
Well, this is
Can't have somebody calling from Washington down here.
Game. We're done. Of course, yours truly had that sign. Oh, look. Oh, the Blues Dolls. Taken care of. There we go. We got Blues Dolls right there in the house. That's yours truly right there. Legal Latino Heat taking care of the trash. Hey!
Call the police. Please call the police.
Relax, Pigeon. Somebody feed this pigeon some rice or some breadcrumbs. What do pigeons eat?
I don't care. It's only a rally. I'll be back by the next rally. And
Look how triggered this pigeon is.
they're telling her she cannot go live on my video. You know, if anybody's there, can you get over to her? No, guys, I'm in Mexico City. I'm 3,000 miles away from her.
Guys.
They are telling her that she cannot go live. There is no page. Her name is Audrey Johnson Shepherd.
She just doxed her friend.
There trying to go split screen with on my feed, and they won't allow her to. Guys, the American system was not built to live off of it. They claim they have rights to the city, and her link. It's Audrey Johnson Shepherd, guys.
She keeps saying. I like this part. Look when she gets triggered right here.
Guys, they're sick in the head.
Guys, they're sick in the head.
Trying to keep me away because they know that when I show up at events, I get.
Look, another one.
5 times as
Why are
many
you
views as
obsessed with a pigeon? Because you got to call these grifters out.
You get so much time in jail. You could do this and you could do that. But I don't know because I've never been in jail. I've never committed crimes. I don't have any type of criminal background like they do.
Holy shit. Triggered. What's up, Revenge Assist? The greatest 2 motherfuckers on earth, man. Revenge Assist, man.
24/7, guys. And
check them out.
And they're harassing her when they don't even know her, guys.
So this pigeon is about to get on live. Let me see if she gotten on already.
And then they're trying to take away the Second Amendment rights.
All right, she's gonna be on the show in about a few minutes. Right. I already called in. I already talked to Steve. Steve knows me. I'm
in pain. Girl out back and just beat her.
Or there wouldn't be. I know you're not gonna. Killing a baby is murder before they have abortion. But they're not cheap. Because
that doesn't work. It takes courage. Hey, good afternoon. You're on the air with Steve.
Hey, what's up, Steve? Legal Latino Heat.
Hey, Robert. How are you?
Good. Steve, man, you're a fresher breath air with your opinion because this whole week everybody's talking about abortion. Or you're like, some people will call you a liberal with the stuff you just finished saying. But I got to agree with you. I'm going to be that third call in a row agreeing with you. You know, I'm 34 years old. I'm single. And the one thing you said, you cherish marriage. I've never been married. As a Latino, I'm 34 years old with no kids and never been married. I should have had 10 kids by now. I should have been married, 2 times by now?
Well, not to make you feel better, I'm 62. I've only got 3. You got to draw the line somewhere.
But like one thing my mom told me, like when I was, when I started becoming active, because that's what young kids are doing now. We can't turn a blind eye to that. She told me one piece of advice: if you ever come home with a pregnant woman, I'm kicking you out the house. And I said, I'm not getting any woman pregnant. I'm buying condoms, and because what kids do nowadays, they get pregnant. Guess who's going to take care of the kids?
Yeah. Well, grandma. Can you imagine how hard it was as a teenage boy in the early 70s to get my hands on a condom? They were behind the counter. I had to go to the druggist, and the druggist didn't want to sell them to me because I'm 14 years old. Well, hey, guess what, Mr. Druggist? Would you rather me knock your daughter up? I told the druggist that one time. He threw the condoms at me, told me to get the hell out of his store. But I was raised to take responsibility for myself. My dad died when I was 10, and it was up to me to get everything in life I wanted. And when I, got sexually active, which was about 14 years old, I realized I had to take responsibility for those actions. I didn't want to get a girl pregnant. And the story that I just told, she was really a nice kid. She was a friend of mine. She was older than me, but we were friends. And I was crushed when she died. And she died because she had a back alley abortion. Had abortion been legal, she'd have gone to a hospital. It had been done properly, and she'd be a grandmother today.
Like you have common sense. We can't be no, and we gotta, like you said, draw a line. We gotta come to an agreement on something. One of the callers said, like, us paying for abortions, that's something that people take advantage of. Like if it's an emergency, okay, but if we have to keep paying, some people go every month.
Yeah, I know.
Sexually active.
And there's something wrong with that. You do not use abortion as birth control. I knew a woman that used to do that. She ended up barren. And then she was all butthurt because she couldn't have children. Well, she did it to herself.
I'll be honest. There's been mistakes. I've been, through that abortion stuff, but then could you imagine getting a bipolar chick or a crazy woman pregnant and then having to raise a kid in a dysfunctional household?
Oh God, no.
Like sometimes you go to Walmart and you see these kids and you're like, damn, when they grow up, they have no chance in this world because look at their parents. Well, they're single parents, but they have no chance in this. We got to keep it real. See, I got to admit, you keep it real. You're not like, okay, go ahead.
It's like this. I call myself a conservative, okay? But the way I understand conservatism is you have to be able to look at both sides of an issue. You have to be able to come up with an understanding that falls somewhere more in the center than far right or far left. And so many conservatives today have gotten as polarized on the issue of abortion as liberals have gotten polarized on everything else on the left. And it's insanity. We can't accomplish anything like this.
We're never like the Republicans' job is to always go up against the Democrats. The Democrats' job is to go against the Republicans. We can never have these conversations like we're having right now. Like somebody will call, oh, you're not a real conservative because you support abortion, and that's what people are drawing the line now. And it's very divisive, everything that's going on, and that's when we're hearing you talk about this in a different way, and we've all been hearing it for the past 5 days. It's nice, man. It's a breath of fresh breath of air.
Well, like I said, I had some conversations with some friends of mine this week that actually got upset with me when they realized what my stance on abortion was. And I still have asked a question that has not been answered. What did Roe v. Wade say about abortion? Abortion is not Abortion is not unlimited. Just like when Hiller was passed down, the right to a gun is not unlimited. Roe v. Wade took 2 years to decide. And what they came up with, going through scientific evidence, historical evidence, and medical evidence, was that as long as it was done within the first trimester, in other words, while it is still an embryo, that abortion was legal. That anything else after that was up to the states and the state's interest in protecting the health of the mother or protecting the health of the fetus. That's what Roe v. Wade says. Now, does that sound unreasonable?
That sounds. You just explained it to me like comments like 3 months. it's that's why we have to we have to come to a middle. It wasn't that's what Roe v. Wade was, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Roe v. Wade, basically it was this. In the first trimester, it is legal. Anything after that is up to the states. In other words,
New York just went 9 months, correct?
Yeah, I think New York and a couple other states, you can kill the baby right after birth, and that's ridiculous. That's criminal.
Yeah.
You know, but during that first trimester, we're not talking about a fetus. We're talking about an embryo, something that resembles a pollywog. And this idea that life begins at conception is more theological than it is scientific. Anyway, Robert, I'm going to let you go because I've got other lines lighting up here.
Not a problem, Steve. You're the man. Keep it up, man.
Take care. Thanks for the call. Hey, good afternoon. You're on the air with Steve.
All right.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, how you doing?
I called Steve. I spoke to him, right? Then Pigeon's going to get on the show. All right. So we're going to skip to the Pigeon. And Rational Times is going to go live in 30 minutes. I want to get to this part. Is good. All right. So the Pigeon on 1340 AM KTOX, right? She's going live at 4:10 PST, Pacific Standard Time. We played the Blues Dolls, the joke. So she's going to go on the radio. We're going to record. I'm going to call in again. They're going to dox me on radio. I want to make sure we get this on this show.
The notorious serial killer arsenic.
Wait. This is a Steve dot
about a minute or so.
Oh.
Meanwhile, let me get to this call here. Hey, good afternoon, caller. You're on the air with Steve.
Yes, this is Ed Neal. I'd like to finish up what I was saying. You can't have all these.
It wasn't too legal Latino heat on that subject.
See what she said
I'm
about
amazed that the station didn't get blown up.
Well, you know, it only gets blown up when I'm on the air. You know how popular I am.
Oh, you know,
maybe you should have me talking about abortion.
Well, what was really interesting was while I was talking about abortion, Robert called the station and agreed with what I was saying, told me I was a breath of fresh air. For anybody that doesn't, last weekend, last weekend, I had a caller call the show while Paloma was on, who calls himself Legal Latino Heat, and I was taken by this guy.
Let's just leave it at Legal Latino. Let's take up the heat.
Okay. Well, anyway, I was taken by this guy, and I got a hold of my staff last week, and I said, look, all I've got is this guy's screen name. See if you can find the guy. Get me a contact for him because I'd like to invite him on the show. The guy sounded like he made sense. Well, the first thing I get a call. Hey, Steve, we found something you're not going to like. He says, well, what is it? He says, well, it's a YouTube video. We're gonna email it over to you. So note tells me to look at 1 hour and 34 minutes on. So I open it up and it's 2 hours and 35 minutes, and I take it up to where they tell me. And this guy is recording our show. Now he called up pretending to be a supporter. But then as I'm watching this video, he's urging his minion to call and harass, okay, which is cowardly. Okay. Now I've got the guy's first name. I've got his last name. If you want, Robert, I can give your social security number over the air.
Oh my God.
Now I get another email from my staff, and they tell me, hey, this guy's got a criminal record. He's been arrested for domestic terrorism. He has made terroristic threats. Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So it goes on even more from there. So we find out that he's got a page where he's taking donations. Okay. Friday morning, I get a call from my boss from Rubin Broadcasting telling me that he's received an email that's making veiled threats in regards to our advertisers. My boss was unhappy. My boss actually, him and I had discussed canceling this segment today. And I told him, I says, no, look, I've already put the work in. She's set the time aside. He says, okay, you're right. We'll go ahead and do this show. But he was worried about controversy, and you can understand that, So anyway, as I go digging through, I find out this guy does not have a 501c, which is what you're supposed to have when you take donations if you're a nonprofit. Either that or you're supposed to go ahead and contact the IRS and tell them how much money you're getting in these donations. Well, Robert Herrera, Herrera is the spelling of his last name. Robert, I'm going to put this very simply to you. I am going to give you an opportunity. If you will send an email Monday morning apologizing to Mr. Rubin and Rubin Broadcasting for that terrible email that was sent, if you promise me that your minion, and I hope you're typing as we speak, do not call this show and make harassments, I will not contact a friend of mine who happens to be an oh boy, I'm getting upset here. An an Internal Revenue agent, and turn your information over to him to let him see what you're doing with these donations. Now, to the minion out there, you realize you're harassing people who your leader apparently didn't have the courage to harass. You're doing his dirty work. And like all poor marksmen, you could have gotten me fired. Now, I am not happy with that. And I just thought I'd make that public. And I want to give you the opportunity to make this right. You go away quietly. You send that email. I will take no further action. I get one phone call from one harasser today, and I don't by Monday evening hear from my boss. He's received an email apologizing to him. I am getting hold of the Internal Revenue Service. I have a picture on my computer of your website where you're taking donations, and all of that will go to the IRS. Now,
wow.
Now, having said that, how's the weather down there in Mexico today?
It's great. It's great. I'm having such a great day today watching.
So you heard that, ladies and gentlemen. I always discuss what happened to me. I was in California. I spent 2 nights in county or whatever the hell it is. I didn't get to see a judge. They arrested me. They should have never arrested me. Yes, I did say something that shouldn't have been said, but they should have not arrested me. They should have just, hey, you know, if it was a real threat, it would have gotten taken care of. At the time I was being attacked, I was surrounded by a bunch of undocumented migrants that wanted me dead, that have been sending me death threats. I was even on Univision the week before because of the death threats that I was receiving. I told the detective that, you know, look, go on Univision. They just did it on the news. I'm getting death threats. Those same people that gave me death threats surrounded me. So I said something out of self-defense. And if it was a real threat, your officers were standing by doing nothing. They didn't do anything until somebody ratted me out like 5 minutes later. So then now Steve goes on and, you know, says fake news on the radio and wants to say my name. You know, I called respectful. You guys heard before how respectful I was. I never disrespected. I never told anybody to call in. You know, the guy that called in to curse, you know, I'm like, oh, that was funny. But, you know, I didn't say, hey, go and call, you know. I called in. I was respectful. If anybody was disrespectful, it was the Pigeon. So you see, the Pigeon attracts vile, like somebody said earlier, right? The Pigeon attracts vile. This is, I just want to point out, right? Let's real talk, you know. So yeah, you know, I had that. Maybe I should have said some things differently, but the way I called on the show, I was respectful. I never disrespected Steve. I was respectful. The Pigeon gets on, maybe she starts, you know, saying this and this and that. And this is what happened. This is why I stopped doing all this. This was at the time I stopped. Like, all right, you know, I lost my Twitter. This guy, I didn't send no email. Like, you know what? That's it. This will be the end of it. This was the last one. You know, I called in. I actually called in later on to a different show. I got on again with a different guy, with a different show. And I had a great conversation. I have it on my YouTube, but that's for another day. So let's just finish up this call. I think I do call back here. Let me see.
I didn't get to go to the beach as I told you I would because it's not hot enough. It's not hot enough, and I'm looking forward to the beach. Hashtag I can't wait for the beach this summer because I'm normally a beach person. You know, normally these last recently I haven't.
Nobody's impersonating anybody. It's just calling in. All the calls are respectful. Only that one idiot that cursed. That was it, and then he threw my name there, which. You know, it make me look bad, but, you know, but like, Fucking guy, man. Like, wow.
It's San
And I
Diego,
called early. How come
and
he
I
didn't bring that up
headed
earlier when I
west,
called in?
and then I traveled down along the coast.
And then that's why this bitch is like, oh, he did this and this and that. You see how they try to blackmail me? Got mad, man. Trying to make me bad.
I was
being good to you, Steve. I was being good to you, Steve. And you just want to dox me on the air, Steve? Really? That's really what you're gonna do on your show? Right? Call me out and say you got my social security number. You're gonna put it out. You start throwing what I do. Like, damn, Steve, it's very professional of you. I don't do radio. I don't know the etiquette of radio. I wonder if that's etiquette. That's some radio etiquette right there. And because you don't archive this stuff, I'm kind of glad I got this archive now. Because why would you talk about somebody like that over the air? You got their social security number. You got all my information. You know, now I got to write an email so this doesn't happen. Like, isn't that blackmail? Like, what is that? Like now I got to oh my God, I got to write this email now to Rubenstein or whatever. Like now I'm going to be what? Like, what the fuck was that? Like, Steve, no, I was not disrespectful to you. I called in the show. I bet you this fucking pigeon really went in like, oh, you know, Steve, you're supposed to be the professional here, man. Like, and when I called in, you couldn't tell me nothing. What a fucking guy, bro. What a fucking doxer. Like, really, you gonna threaten to dox me? You gonna threaten me? You gonna give me an ultimatum? You really gonna give me a fucking ultimatum? Like, what kind of shit is that? You really gonna give me a fucking ultimatum if I don't do something? What kind of fucking shit is that? To rat me out, like,
in New York, they have gone because they have no friends. If they had friends, they could have other people call. But
let me get this caller, Paloma.
Okay,
I got a flashing light here. Hey, good afternoon, caller. You're on the air with Steve and Paloma.
How's it going, Steve? It's Robert.
Robert, I'm glad you called because I was very, 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 very unhappy when I saw that YouTube video and what you were up to.
And I'm very, very disappointed that you have my social security number and threatened to release it or rat on me.
No, what I threatened to do is turn you over to the IRS for not having a 5113.
Steve, that was Streamlabs. Steve, one thing. I was very respectful when I called, wasn't I?
Yes,
very
you were.
Respectful.
But then you had people call and troll, and that was cowardly. You know, Robert, if you'd come on the air, listen, if you'd have come on the air and you'd have told me you had issues, I'd have let you put them out. I would have let you put your issues out. But you instead were disingenuous, pretended to be a supporter, and then I saw that YouTube video, what you were doing, putting people up to calling in harass. That's cowardly, my friend.
Can I get 30 seconds to a minute?
Yes,
Steve,
you can. Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. What I do, I like to troll. I'm not gonna lie. When I told my viewers, maybe you should watch it from the beginning. I was like, damn, this guy Steve is pretty good. Be respectful to him. When I called you, I couldn't troll you. I couldn't be mean to you because I was being respectful to you. I was being genuine. Even today, before I called in, I was like, damn, Steve is good. I was being sincere. I really do like your show. You really are different. You're not angry. You're not like Mark Levin. You're just different. It's just a calm show that I could listen to on a Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and just chill and relax. With that being said, anybody else that called or did anything, I did not tell them, hey, do this, curse. I know that one guy brought up my name and curse. I was really disappointed. Like, oh, you're going to make me look bad. But I told people to be respectful. Now, Paloma, she has issues with people everywhere, but I did not bring that up on your show last week. We kept it on the subject about the law
Robert,
and this and that.
Why are you making such disrespectful shows about his show?
Another thing, Paloma, I don't appreciate you saying that I do hard drugs and put things up my nose. That's really some false accusations.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I know, Steve, you did not say that, Steve. Steve, you did not say that. Paloma over here says that.
Steve,
wait, listen. Can listen. Hold on. And listen, Steve, I'm not the only one that has issue with Paloma. There's other people that have issues. And then you got to start realizing who is the problem here? Who is the common denominator in this problem that goes around to different states and creates problems?
Hang on a second. Hey, both of you, hang on a second. Hang on a second. I get Paloma. Forgive me for this.
Hanging out with a neo-Nazi. That's why I called her out. I asked her, "How come there's a neo-Nazi Jovi Val
with the neo-Nazi?" I heard something about Aroma and Paloma with the neo-Nazi,
listen,
but
you're lying to your fans. You have a neo-Nazi in your house that I think he wanted for a hate crime in New York. Yes, you do. This is why
Wait a minute. Can I jump in? Hey, can I jump in here for a minute?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First of all, Paloma, forgive me for this, but I did a background check on Paloma as well. And what I discovered was she had no criminal background. All her bills were paid on time. She had nothing in her background to suggest any kind of dishonesty or any criminal action. Okay? Now,
none whatsoever.
Forgive me for doing that, but in all fairness, I figured I was looking at Robert. In all fairness, I should take a hard look at you too. And I didn't find anything.
Hey, legal. Let me ask you something. Why have you been calling me a pigeon? You know, if you actually spoke Spanish and you knew the translation of my name, it would be so much better. You know, it'd be so much better. It would be so much more attractive, and it would be so much more productive for you to speak Spanish. Si hablaras español como yo hablo español, y
yo hablo mejor español que tú. Yo no hablo español como.
Si hablaras español, sabrías que paloma significa.
Pero tú me vas a decir que la palabra paloma no es pigeon en inglés.
La palabra paloma significa dog. Deberías hablar español igual que yo. Ya sabes que yo soy mexicana, deberías hablar español igual que
en
yo.
inglés. Google Translation.
Pigeon significa pichón. Digo, pigeon significa pichón.
Pigeon
paloma
means a bird in New York City, a rat with wings. That fly around and feed off breadcrumbs.
No me cae bien la gente que no habla español. Deberías de pensar en por qué a lo mejor me hice para atrás porque no hablas bien español. Something to think about.
Robert, can I tell you, I have great love for pigeons, and here's why. I was a young boy. I lived in an orphanage for a while, and there was this older kid that one day he come over, he bullied me out of my sandwich. He took my seat. And as he sat down with my sandwich to open his mouth to bite on the sandwich, a pigeon crapped all over him in the sandwich. I love pigeons.
Was it a brown one or was it the gray one?
It was a gray pigeon. It was a, typical gray flying rat. But I happen to love pigeons.
But I'm from New York City. Those pigeons, they make the city stink. They're flying around and they just make a mess. That's why I'm very biased against pigeons.
Well, I'm from San Francisco. I'm the other side of the coast.
Mi nombre significa dog. It doesn't mean pigeon.
I compare pigeons to Democrats. They're fat birds. They're just waiting around to get fed.
I've got to ask you, Robert, were you behind that despicable email that got sent to my boss yesterday?
Sir. That's another thing I want to clear. That's another thing I want to call. Listen, I don't know if I can see this in there, but I don't participate in what's called gay ops. Gay ops is like doxing people, which this is why I don't participate in this movement. Listen, I did get arrested. I spent 2 nights in L.A. It was the guy that I go after, the neo-Nazi.
There's a great video out there called Latino Gay Boy. You should check it out. It's on YouTube. Legal Latino Gay Boy. It's great.
Okay,
it's funny.
All right, listen.
It's funny about when Robert went to jail. It's really funny.
Well, look.
All right, two adults are talking here. Hold on.
Look.
We finish over here? So
that's why you're calling my rapist.
The only reason, Robert, the only reason I went after you was because of the way things went last weekend. I thought that was disingenuous. And yes, I did watch the video. And the amount of crap that email caused me with my boss yesterday. You have no idea what it was like on the phone for 15 minutes with a very angry man going on about, I can't afford to lose my sponsors. Maybe I should just take you off the air. How would you like that if you were put in that position?
You know what? The one thing let me tell you, the one thing that, Robert, it's my turn now. Be respectful. Act like a gentleman for once in your life. The one thing that email has that just basically tells you who it is, Steve, and it's not hard to figure out, is the video of the woman that called in with a fake voice. I've already broadcasted that video twice, and everybody agrees on who that woman is. So it's not hard to figure out where that email came from. This whole show right now is being recorded. It's being turned over to a judge. Because a judge has to know what you've gone through, Steve, what you've gone through because of this harassment by this woman who sent this video of herself calling in and then saying that I'm doxing her. I'm not doxing her. I'm asking questions. I'm asking, who is this woman?
Hey,
does this voice sound familiar? Like when you have to fake an accent to call in, don't you have like a bunch of daughters and supposed to have roommates and boyfriends and friends to call in at least? Apparently not. So she had to fake a voice and fake a country accent to call in and start exposing me about restraining orders. And then, whatever.
Wow.
And she ended up getting served with a restraining order 2 days later. But
Robert, I hate to do this to you, but I've got other callers on the line. Would you mind
I'm going to say one thing.
Okay.
I'm going to say one thing before I go. Listen, I didn't like the fact there was like an ultimatum for me to write an email. But listen, after speaking to you right now, I don't want you to get in trouble. I didn't participate in this.
Okay, I take your word for that. Then I will. I'm a reasonable man.
But I'll do an email if you like. I will do it. And I'm like, listen, nobody that I'll do an email. Out of respect for you, I'll do it. I just don't like being blackmailed.
I understand that. And it wasn't blackmail, it was anger. Realize this. I'm Sicilian.
Me too.
I'm Sicilian. And when I lose my sense of humor. Now,
I'm from the Bronx. A bunch of Italians over there. What's the matter with you?
Okay, then you understand where I'm coming from, okay?
All right.
I respect you for being man enough to apologize.
I apologize, Steve. I'll let you run your show.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Let me get to this other call here.
Bye-bye now. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ciao now.
Hey, caller, you're on the air with Steve and Paloma.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
I just have a question for Paloma.
Okay.
My name's Lucia.
Lucia?
Hi. Yes, Lucia. I was just wondering why when someone has a different point of view on her page, even respectful, she blocks and deletes so you can't comment anymore. Why is that?
I don't do that. I think you're making false allegations.
I haven't made any allegations though. I've asked a question, but I've never made an allegation.
You just said that I block people, and that's false allegation. It's a false allegation. I don't do that. My block list is about 12 people. I only have about 12 people.
But I'm blocked from your page from asking a question that was totally chill and relaxed.
Oh,
it was about the Instagram page called FCOMS. Very simple, very respectful. I've never been rude online.
What was your question? What was the wording of your question? Were you making an accusation like?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have the final thoughts right now. So, shout out to everyone on the chat. I just want to have the final thought. Irrational Times is going live soon, so we'll save the other calls for later on. But just wanted to explain the origin, right? I was never ever disrespectful to anybody. I called in the shows. I was polite. I gave respect to Steve, and I just wanted you guys to see what the environment that the Pigeon brings. She makes people pin against each other. I just wanted to show you that example. Then you saw how me and Steve talked. We talk like men. I was trying to get across, apologize the right way. I didn't mean any. I wanted you guys to see everything. Just keeping it real with you guys. I keep it real. And I talked about my arrest on the morning show. I talked about that. No, I didn't get to see a judge. They falsely arrested me. They let me go. They said that the arresting officer, he's been accused of falsely arresting 4 other times. I did call them an anchor baby cop before, and maybe that's what kind of like pissed them off, and then found a reason. So, and then, then she uses things like that against you. Like, when she attacks people, like, and then she, I'm perfect. Just because, like, what kind of person are you just going attacking people? I called in, I never attacked. I was, I kept it to the subject, kept it respectful, and it's, well, you guys get to see that, I'm just, you guys judge for yourself. But I just want you guys to see what this congressional candidate is all about. I'm just want to let the voters know, right? That's it. Just want to let the voters know. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Hobo Chili Recipe. Shout outs to Roots Calhoun. Shout out to Hope with Chili Recipe. Thank you for the 3 coffees. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to Roots Calhoun. Shout out to Palama for Trump's dogs. Shout out to Kylie Kendrick. Shout out to Teresa C. Shout out to Jan. Shout out to Larry Rapshaw. Shout out to Hope with Chili Recipe. Shout out to Jan. Shout out to Roots Calhoun. Shout out to Nikki Fruit Loops. Shout out to Irrational Time. Make sure you subscribe to Irrational Times. He should be he's going live like in the next 8 minutes. So check out Irrational Times. Get your chance. Check out Irrational Times. Subscribe. Irrational Times right there, ladies and gentlemen. A fun show. It's a fun show to watch. This was hearing these conversations I got a little stressed out. It was just remembering those. But Irrational Times will bring the laughter. So check them out, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Kylie Kendrick. Shout out to Mysterious. Appreciate you. Shout out to Larry Rapshaw. Who else is in the chat? Shout out to Pamala for Trump Dog. Shout out to Tamale Harris. Oh, look. Tamale Harris and Palama for Trump Dogs. They go together. That's how Tamale Harris and Palama. Tamale, Palama. Oh, that sounds good. Palama and Tamale. Damn, that's a show right there. Palama and Tamale. That's a good show right there. Wow. Shout out to Nikki Fruit Loops. Shout out to Joey Sidney. Who else was in the chat? I don't want to miss anybody. Shout out to Rocket Man, Rocky Matrix. Shout out to Dave Palucci from the beginning. Shout out to Real Anthony Aguero. Shout out to Oscar. Shout out to Blues Dolls. Shout out to Cece. Shout out to Mysterious. Who else am I missing? I got everybody. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see if I go live for Halloween. I'll see if I have a Halloween show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what happens. Pigeon, just go attack your opponents. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Roots Calhoun. Oh, my bad. Did I give a shout out to Roots Calhoun? Shout out to Roots Calhoun. Shout out to Roots Calhoun. Joy. Who else am I missing? Am I missing anybody? Let me know if I'm not missing anybody. I want to make sure I got everybody. Shout out. Irrational Times is going live next. Check them out. Check it out. Irrational Times. All right. Going once. Going twice. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Go check out Irrational Times, ladies and gentlemen. Go check out Irrational Times. Go check them out. Check them out. Irrational Times, ladies and gentlemen. Catch you guys later. Have a good night. Later, Heatski. I like that. Later, Roots Cajon. My man.